What's going on, everybody? LK here, and today we're going to talk about Guilty Gear Strive and the 4 types of Roman cancels in the game. I get this question a lot about Strive, about what are the different RCs and what do they do. The beta is dropping tomorrow and the game releases next month, so I figured I'd put together this guide for y'all. So before we even jump into that, we have to talk about Roman cancels in general. What are they? So if you've played any type of not just faster fighting game, but even slower ones have the concept of a Roman cancel, which is basically spending a resource, generally your meter, in order to cancel a move into whatever. If you want an example of a not anime, not Arxis game that has this, honestly, Street Fighter 4 with the focus, attack, dash, cancel. That's kind of hard to say. To explore this a little bit, let's hop back to Guilty Gear XX. So in this game, you pretty much only had 2 types. You have the red RC that we're all familiar with. This is you attack, you touch the opponent, you press 3 buttons, and you cancel your attack into nothing. So your character will reset for 50 meter. And you had the blue RC, which is called the FRC, the false Roman cancel. Why is it false? Don't ask me. Now this one is only applied to specific moves. So unlike RC, which you could do with literally any move, the devs would pick a couple of moves per character to give this blue RC property in really specific frame windows. Sometimes it has a pretty large gap, it's pretty easy to do. Other times it could be really difficult to do. Either there's no visual cue or the window is 1 frame, so you have to be ultra precise. This RC specifically is mentioned by many players as a roadblock to them learning Guilty Gear. So when they revealed Guilty Gear Xrd, they revamped the RC system. When you RC now in Guilty Gear Xrd, there is a drastic slowdown that's applied to the entire screen. So the red RC is still there, the main change being that the opponent will be slowed down during whatever it is that you're doing. The blue false Roman cancel, which I guess was a lie, is just gone, and now it's replaced with yellow Roman cancel, lovingly called YRC. This RC can be done basically on any move on whiff, so if your attack misses you can do it, and it's really useful with projectiles. This is primarily used for covering your whiffs, especially if you have a character that has really huge committal moves. Now when you have 25 meter in Xrd, if you miss that move you can just cancel it and slow your opponent down at the same time. It's a really strong option that really defined the game's neutral. You can also use it for heavy screen control with projectiles. So some characters like Kai and Venom have projectiles that go full screen. You combine this with the YRC and now you have full screen control. The opponent is moving slower than normal and you can kind of just run up behind your projectile and make a choice on what to do. Then the last new RC in Xrd was the purple RC, the PRC as they call it. And this costs 50 meter and can be done pretty much on any move in recovery. Outside of that, you pretty much see PRC used combined with command grab. So the command grab whiffs, you PRC, and then you continue your offense. So this brings us to Strive. So Strive, interesting enough, supposed to be accessible, now has 4 types of RCs. So Strive changes the Xrd dynamic of RC quite a bit in 2 main ways. So the main one would be that the slowdown on RC that happens in Xrd does not happen across the entire screen anymore. Now it has an area of effect around you when you do it. So the opponent is only slowed down when they're inside that range. The other thing that's changed is that you could buffer movement into your RCs as well. So if you tap dash, backdash, jump, or down, you can actually fast fall. I believe that one's from memory, all right? Then your character will drift while they RC. For people who have problems doing this, you could use the dash macro during this, and as long as you buffer the dash into your RC, you will be able to get the drift. Now, the red RC is the same as we remember it. Timeless. You attack somebody, you spend 50 meter, when you touch them, your move will be cancelled. Now, purple RC is actually the same too, so this activates when you are in recovery from anything, the big difference being that if you're just far away from your opponent, they won't be slowed down. Now, YRC though is no longer the same as Xrd. So one, it does not cost 25 meter, it has nothing to do with whiffing buttons and recovering. Now they changed it to a defensive RC. So there was a mechanic called dead angle attack. A lot of you actually asked about this. What are dead angles? It's a guard cancel, so when you're blocking, you can spend resource to get people off you. In Guilty Gear, traditionally, characters had unique dead angles with different effects, some a lot better than others. On top of that too, everyone had different frame data, different hitboxes, so part of building your matchup strategy against a character would be dealing with their dead angle, their guard cancel attack. Now they made this a universal thing in the YRC. If the YRC is blocked, it's quite punishable, but if it hits, then the opponent reels back and the defender now can attack. Now, last RC is Blue RC. It has returned, but it's not FRC. It is an RC you can do when you are doing nothing, like YRC in Exerd, but the application so far has been for offense. So something that you can do is that you can jump cancel normals and apply the Blue RC slowdown onto an opponent. If you do this correctly, then you have a ton of frame advantage and basically get to do whatever type of mix-up you want. So technically there's one more kind of secret RC. This is one I didn't get to use very much, and I don't really have an example of me doing this, but there's also a quote-unquote fast RC. I don't know if you could do it to all the different types of RCs, but I generally seen it on just the red RC, where you can cancel the slowdown with a button if you're fast enough. The applications, I don't know yet. We will see if people discover more things with this in the open beta coming up or when the game comes out. But okay, that's it for now. Using meter is pretty important in Guilty Gear, and Strive is no different. As usual, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.